it seems like you have a lot of passion for Connecticut sports, in a sense. The kind of market that it brings. You see the example when TPC River Highlands puts on the Travelers Championship, a lot of people come out. Now, with the rumor that Connecticut could get an NHL team, what do you think it would mean for the state to get more professional sports, more of a fan base to kind of show support for the different kind of sporting events that the state can put on?
Well, the first thing is I'm from here, and I'm proud that we know that with the Travelers, 1 week a year, we're national forefront sports. People see the crowds, people see the passion. They also don't see rudeness. It's kind of what you want. Look, our kids were 8, 9, or 9 and 10 when the Whalers left. They're in their 30s now. So we would love NHL, but we have UConn, who are national champs and all sorts of things. Quinnipiac. It's a longer shot for the Whalers, but I love that the governor put us on the list. But if anybody's wondering, geez, how would Connecticut do on a national stage? Just look at this elevated, designated event that is going to be. It's going to be here just like this for a long time. This helps Connecticut put its best foot forward every year.
Yeah, and it seems like with the tournament bringing out a lot of UConn people like Gino and the players that came out, Donovan and Alex Caravan, it seems like there's almost like a coalition between teams to kind of show support for each other. And obviously, ESPN's headquarters are also in Connecticut, and that in Stamford they have a ton of studios for all. So it seems like Connecticut could be a bigger player in the larger sense of things. What do you kind of gauge about the future of Connecticut kind of putting a further stake into the country's sports kind of conversation?
Well, the first thing we're already doing, putting up a pretty good example. It doesn't happen without that. The second thing is these things take time, even though we had and we'd like. These things take time. They sometimes situations, they're still looking for a home for the Coyotes, right? They're not giving in like they're going to move. So sometimes things have to happen that are outside of our control to put us in the forefront rather than the background. But if they want an example, again, to your point, this week reminds people that we're not just out in the country here. We're different here. We're passionate here, and we're knowledgeable here, and we care here. And oh, by the way, money goes, like for this tournament, $3 million back to we're civically, not really a word, civic-minded.
And speaking of history, you obviously know far back. This went back to the Sammy Davis Jr. Invitational. How does this win kind of compare to all the other wins that you've witnessed firsthand? And what are you going to remember this for compared to all the others that you've kind of been a part of?
Well, it's probably the best field we've ever had. Here's Scotty Scheffler, here's Justin Thomas, here's John Rahm, here's everybody go on and on and on. You know. And so that was kind of cool to watch Hideki Matsuyama, who's never come here. He won the Masters. Like if you follow golf, it's like, ooh, this is really cool. And a New Englander stepped out on top of all of them, which is very interesting. Keegan Bradley, who wants this so much, as you saw. So the momentum with this championship has always been, see, they're growing it every year, but things like Pro-Am, things like money back to the community, the history of it counts, although it's on a new trajectory, and that's kind of exciting if you're a golf fan, sports fan, and especially if you're a Connecticut, Western Massachusetts, etc. One thing to be said for this, we're the only big-time golf tournament in Philadelphia. I mean, unless there's a major, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, Providence, Albany, all of New England. You draw a big circle. Come see us. And by the way, you might say, I'd like to bring my family to Connecticut for a vacation. It looks like a nice place that I saw with the golf tournament. Doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, and speaking of new trajectory, with Live Golf coming to PGA, it could add an entirely new element to the kind of field that we get out here, the kind of money that we can see coming in. I mean, obviously a lot of things are up in the air with, not everything signed into, officially, but there's a lot of uncertainty about what's going to happen. But I think in the long sense, Travelers as a whole will benefit in the future from this.
Travelers has made it clear to PGA, and PGA knows what kind of partner Travelers is. They saw it again this week. Nothing is assured, because we don't even know what all that is. The golfers don't even know what that is, and this is their tour.
Yeah.
But as the Swami, I feel pretty good saying that we're in good hands with the Travelers for the long run.